Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. This week, I wanted to talk about depression, I guess, and or like any other kind of chronic invisible condition that you might live with that just causes those fluctuations in energy and mood and outlook that can really be disruptive to your art practice. And for my own personal history, that's something that I have struggled with, where I would be feeling really good, really excited, and I'd start all of these things, and then I would lose momentum and not feel well, and it would be really hard for me to get back on track with whatever it was that I had started when I was feeling really good. And sorry for the coughing. And there was just that, like, oh, when I'm feeling good, I'm awesome, and when I'm feeling bad, I'm a miserable, terrible person who's really lazy and unmotivated, and that it was so black and white. And the part of me that felt really high energy wanted that to be my norm. And like, how do I do that? How do I, like, do I need to change my diet? Do I need to, like, go on this big, like, aspirational self-improvement project and drink more water and go for more walks and, do all that, so I'm like always on, and then kill the part of me that is depressed. And then when I was depressed, like, I just felt the weight of that. Like, I'm ruining everything. Like, I'm worthless. I'm not contributing anything, and just the self-talk. I mean, if you've struggled with depression, you know how awful that can be. And for me, it was also like really defensive. Like, I would be like really fighting against that idea that I'm just being lazy, and like really trying to justify, like, no, I really can't do anything right now. And there was just such a divide between those two sides of myself. And I guess it was a couple of years ago now, I realized that, like, wait a second, like, that part of me that's like high energy and gets all these ideas, like, maybe that's the part of me that's the problem, like, and setting me up for failure. Like, what if instead of expecting to always be at that high level and starting new things when I'm at that high level that I can't maintain, maybe I can instead put that person, that aspect of myself, in service of the rest of me, and use that energy to continue things, or to, do the hard parts, or just get things set up so that when I inevitably am not going to feel well again, I can ride that out a little better, and not be so interrupted. And so I kind of started doing that, and tried to just be more mindful when I'm feeling really good. Like, are you going to be able to do this when you're not feeling so good? And so that was really helpful to bring those things together. And then when I was feeling really low, I needed to practice being willing to do however tiny a thing to contribute to whatever I'm working on. So, and often what it was taking my sketchbook and some art supplies to bed, and just like, I'll just draw a line, but a meaningful line. But, like, just what small thing can I do to stay in my creative life, even if I'm watching really bad TV while I'm doing it. But just, something that give my depressed self something that it's capable of doing. And I want to just pause to people have really different experiences of depression, and my experience of depression, and my experience of, because I get migraines a lot, like it's not what everybody gets, and what I was able to do, not everyone is able to do. But I think that little bit of just willingness to find something that is in alignment with the reality of how you're feeling and what you're capable of doing, and honoring it and respecting it, and not being like, oh, I can only like do this tiny thing that doesn't feel like that much. It is much. It is important. And like I look back on like my sketchbooks from when my depression was longer term, and there's not anything in there that I right now feel like is useful, but what is useful is like I stayed in it. Like I did my best to stay in it, and how beautiful is that? So that, like finding, using your high energy for maintenance instead of initiation, and then when you're low, finding the smallest thing that you are willing to do to be a part of, to stay in that momentum. But the other thing, and this has been a more recent practice, is to not just be, there is still this sort of like, I was still feeling some judgment of myself when I'm depressed. And sometimes you need treatment for that. Like I've had to get treatment for that. But there was also just this like, do I have to feel like I have to get rid of it? Like, can I have some like compassion for that part of me? And not that I want to stay in there, but there is something about that, like, oh, my depression is bad. It's the worst part of my life. And just that judgment, and like just wanting to be more inclusive of that part of me, that reality. And it makes me think, for a while there was a meme going around about Eeyore, and how in that world of Winnie the Pooh, like they still included him even though he was so mopey. They didn't like tell him, you need to go for a walk, you should be drinking more water. Like they were just like, this is just how Eeyore is, and come on, you're still a part of it, we still love you. And just wanting to be like that towards myself, and just that compassion and valuing of my full experience. And so I'm in this business course, and one of the things that we had to do for this business course was to write a script where we are like, I'm not sure what word to use, like I guess practicing being ourselves at our best, like how we envision ourselves in our business, that's in deep alignment with our values. And it was something that felt really awkward at first, because I think we all kind of struggle with like, marketing and like putting ourselves out there. And we don't want to do that in a way that doesn't feel in alignment with our values. And so as I was working on this process, I was being really careful, like is that me? And like to really make it me, and not to like try to convince myself that I'm something that I'm not. And I have thoughts about that. Like there is like, you want to like step out of your comfort zone, but I'm talking about my values, and making sure that the script that I was writing felt authentic to who I am and how I want to be. And so, I worked on it really hard, and really tried to dial all those things in. And one of the big things that I put into that script, like I was really being mindful of trying to close this divide that I feel in myself between, my ambitious self and my how I am when I'm not feeling well. and to include both of those things, for neither side to get rid of the other. Just, that is my whole experience. And what's in between, like, do I have to be like either or? So anyway, in this script, I was really like talking a lot about compassion and like the rhythms of life. Like things get low, but they come back up again, and being really hopeful and steady and gentle. And so I had that written, and I was pretty happy with it. And I felt like, yeah, this feels authentic to who I am. And then I had just this plummet in my mood recently that was scary, because in the past, when I have had such plummets, it has taken me months or even like a year and a half, and I've had to go on medication and to come back up from that. And sometimes that's just organically what's going on, but I think I contribute to it getting worse by how I talk to myself when that's happening. But I have been working on all of these like fail safes to not like punish myself when I'm feeling that way, which I think in the past has maybe made it worse. And also to not like get into this aspirational, you have to just go for a walk, like not doing that either. Like just really self-compassion, willingness to do a small thing. And so I'm like, okay, I have this plan. I'm gonna do the smallest thing, and I'm gonna just have some compassion for myself and inclusiveness. Like, how can I still be a part? It's like universal design, universal design for yourself, And if you don't know what universal design is, it has this idea that a lot of what causes disability isn't what's different about the person, but that things are not accessible to them, that we've designed the world in a way that makes people disabled because we're not designing it to include everybody's abilities. So, using universal design on my own art practice, am I including my full range of mood and energy and making my art practice accessible to all of me? And so anyway, sorry, I thought maybe I wasn't recording this whole thing. So anyway, I which I've done, I listened to this recording that I had made when I was feeling pretty up, and I was being very mindful of, okay, I'm up, I need to be in service of the rest of me. And this recording had so much self-love and self-compassion and integrity, and like I loved it, and I just felt this self-embrace that like made me cry. I was listening to it while I was driving to work. I'm like, I do love myself, I'm okay. And it was lovely. It was so lovely to have that experience with myself. And so I just wanted to share that. And let me know if that resonated for you. I would love to hear your own experience of how you manage or struggle to manage those waves that we all go through for various reasons. And let me know if you need any help, like, oh, that sounds good. I want to bring myself in that, bring those sides together more and kind of bridge that divide. You can leave a comment or email me, and I would love to talk with you about that. So so that's that. The other thing is April 5th, 2024, I am having a live expressive arts workshop called Radiate into Red. And it's going to be expressive arts, which means we're going to use visual arts and writing to deeply explore the color red and all of its varieties and all of its different like associations that we have with it. It's like part 2 of the Dive into Blue, which is a workshop that is on my website that you can do at your own pace. But I thought all of us coming together and doing the next color and just kind of getting some of that togetherness feeling I thought would be really wonderful. So I'll have a link where you can sign up for that, and I really hope that you'll join us. And I think that is it. I will see you all soon. Bye.